Dude, my feet are killing me, man. Oh. Alright. Okay, well, that's exactly the thing I want to see as soon as I sit down. But it is totally... There's literally no one to blame. Does this work on it? This is an Apple charger. Does this work? I have no idea. Am I losing my mind? Nope, it works. Alright. It's my phone charger. It works all the same. Alright. Actually, really quickly, let me do this real quick. I'll be right back. Let me move some of this stuff before I knock it over. Okay, just a minute. Alright, I'm back. Told you that would only take a minute. Today I kind of want to actually not really do much. Oh shit, we have Braviary again. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I kind of want to shiny hunt a bit. I haven't shiny hunted in this game in a long while. And this is going to be kind of a shorter stream anyway, potentially. So I kind of want to shiny hunt just a little bit. Oh, actually stop. Right, because we already saved, right? Yeah. These should be the last two Pokemon that are not legendaries, right? So if we go all the way up, every single other Pokemon should have a sparkle next to the ball, right? Every single other Pokemon should have a sparkle, which means that we've completed their decks. There's nothing more to do with them. We are almost 100% decks complete until we get to the legendaries, in which case, you know, it's whatever, right? It is what it is, right? Okay. Yeah, so that's it. These are the last two Pokemon, is Espeon and Umbreon, and then that's it. There's no more. And then Arceus is a freebie because you just have to literally recruit Arceus. That's it. All right. As you can see, everything else seems pretty straightforward. Fion, Manaphy, Shaman, we just Agile Style 40 times. So we use 65 moves and 25 of them. That's not bad. But I mean, really doing this is for, it doesn't have a purpose. I've said this before, I'll say it again since it's a new video. It doesn't really do or change or adapt anything, because as you see, you get no reward. You can't recapture these Pokemon. So because of that, there's no reason really to do legendaries. So I don't know. Like, I kind of want to do it just to be a completionist, but at the same time, if I don't do it, it doesn't really change anything. So I could just chill, or I could just do one legendary a stream. I have to see how many days we have until the actual, until ZA comes out. I guess I should start making the thumbnails. So maybe I'll get around to that. And boy, that'll be fun. Alright, pray for good luck. Pray for the 1 in 14,000 chance we get the same Pokemon twice over. There you go. Whole goal is to scare away everyone else. Very nice. Could you imagine? Dude, my luck would be insane. My luck will be insane in the worst ways possible. Okay, see how they're just normal Kadabras? That's actually not that rare. by comparison. Did I say it was, what, 10%? That's still... No, is it always Kadabra? Yeah, I think it's always Kadabra up here. I don't think it's Abra. I think Abra's the 10%. Or rather, the 9%. I think. Fuck if I remember. So yeah, on Tuesday we will absolutely do Espeon and Umbreon, and then that will be the conclusion. That'll be like every major Pokemon done. Maybe we'll New Game Plus it and do the legendaries. I'm not gonna say never, you're right, never say never and all that good stuff, but I will definitely, you know, heavily consider not doing it just because. We could probably do Manaphy and Fion. Maybe I will just fucking do it. That it's like one of the most simple things I could possibly do. Maybe I will just do it. Arceus, there's nothing to do, so we could skip past that. Try to do the emotion trio. I forget what they're called. The willpower trio, something like that. Try to do the willpower trio. Try to do that could be like one stream. Cresselia. Yeah, work with Regigigas. Regigigas is the only Pokemon in this game that actually has a ability that has slow start built into it, so it starts the battle with its speed messed up, or rather slowed down. No other Pokemon in this game has an ability for reasons I'm sure that didn't make any sense, but they did it anyway. Because why not? Okay, I'm gonna be sitting in the dark here in a second, so I'm gonna turn on the lights. We could also use Night Slash. There's nothing saying we can't. You know, actually doing some of these endgame area mass outbreaks, probably not a terrible way to get some easy experience. If you wanted to level something up. I don't know, apparently people think Volo's hard. I didn't think that Volo was hard when I played this game. I wouldn't even say I did anything special in my playthrough. I kind of just ran around. This is like actually one of the few games where like a Professor Oak challenge probably wouldn't be that much different than a normal playthrough. Which is good if you like that. And Lord knows I do. Okay, anyone else? Anything else? I think ZA is going to be much more about battling. I don't know, like I've seen the couple directs with it, but like I haven't really looked into it per se. So I don't know, man. It might just very well become more about battling than anything else. And that, you know, that won't be bad per se, but I kind of like that this game was more about catching and exploration. Oh wait, we didn't look over here. Does the Eevee disappear at night? I think it does. Yeah. It's a rare chance to get an Eevee out here anyway. So, I don't know. I'm gonna go back to Brilliant Diamond. I still have stuff to do in both Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So I'll probably end up going back to those for a little bit. Since apparently I'm gonna be a Pokatuber again. Allegedly. Because if you love your life, you play Pokemon. Or, sorry, no, I said it wrong. Oh, well, whatever. If you hate yourself, you play Pokemon. Okay. Nothing? Very nice. Okay. If there's ever nothing, just for me personally, the best thing to do here, I'm going to change the time of day. Best thing to do is change time of day to morning, look for Eevee, and then leave. In and out. Really quick. Fast. Fast as fuck. Alpha? Yeah! What the fuck? Okay. Heard that shit from a mile away. Okay. Let's go look, No. No. Okay. Alright. Let's leave. Why is the fog approaching the edges of the screen? I really don't understand that. I played this whole game and I never understood that. Rhyhorn. Okay. Rock doesn't resist ice. So we should be super effective, but we're also just high enough level that it probably won't even matter anyway. So, whatever. They join combat? Yes, they do. Okay. Boy, I love Weavile. I mean, if it wasn't Weavile, it would probably just be Samurott. And if it wasn't Samurott, it would just be another fast Pokemon. I forget what another Pokemon that can do this is. You have to find a Pokemon with a really high speed stat that also has a priority move. Weavile just happens to be one of the fastest Pokemon at all. And on top of that, it has a really good priority move in Ice Shard, which also has pretty good coverage. It's only resisted by a couple types, and I mean, if you could just hit them multiple times, who cares about the resistances? Okay. Yeah, nothing is stopping me from doing that ZA. Nothing's gonna stop me from doing that ZA double playthrough. That's absolutely going to happen. Probably gonna happen before I play this game again. If I do, it will definitely happen. That's it? Oh shit, this is a small outbreak. Okay. What are some let's grab this. Fuck it. Hey, Narg. Excellent. You truant. Yeah, no, I was a little busy today. I know that's like Saturdays ends up being my busy day, but I was a little bit busy today, and like I kind of have been putting off doing effectively like my exercising. So I walked a whole bunch today, so my feet are killing me. That was basically where I was. I wasn't anywhere. Last 2 days I have no excuse, I just didn't stream. Oh shit, I forgot this game has side missions I never did. I have to do side missions in this game too. I have to try to do the Paths of Solitude or whatever. Yeah, maybe we'll try to clean up some of those. Okay. Go back here. You're losing your cave gamer touch. It's more like I want to lose weight, and I've successfully navigated that so far, which is really nice. It feels good. You know, you go out, you go around, you see things, you do things, etc. Blah blah blah. I'm glad everything is okay with, you know, the earthquake or whatever was happening. I imagine, you know, Central America probably gets it a fair... Oh, they see me? No. Perfect. Central America probably gets it a lot, but, you know, I'm glad that everything was alright. Ugh. Okay, after this, I'm gonna stand up and turn on the lights, because it gets dark in my room. Like, really dark. Here you go. Okay. Let's get out of here. Everything did collapse in 1976. Ah! Damn. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I walked about... I mean, Google Maps says it's a 3.6 mile... Google Maps says it's about a 3.6 mile walk. I walked 3.6 miles on the way back because I walked the exact path that Google Maps said, but I didn't walk that exact path before. So I kind of walked maybe closer to 7.5 or 8 miles, according to Google Maps. That's... my feet hurt. But you know, a few months ago, that would have been unthinkable to me. About a year ago, it would have been impossible. So, it feels pretty good. Let's look. Shiny Eevee, please. I'm gonna go back to gambling on Brilliant Diamond. Rolling actual casino to your luck. I'm gonna go back to gambling on that game for sure. You might say, but why? I don't know, man. Like, technically I should... Oh, well, we have an Eevee, but it's not shiny. Technically, it's probably faster if all I did in this game was look for it. And I always say this, but I kind of like the mini game a little bit more now that it's kind of fairer. I didn't like the mini game before with, how it was on the DS version where any Pokemon could show up and spawn. I thought that was kind of dumb. Again, it ultimately is going to be some amount of RNG, and by some I mean a lot of RNG. I would prefer if it had a QTE. And, you know, you could make it like a Metroid QTE. Because Dread was not playing with those QTEs, as we all know. I think it's 8 frames. It's either 8 or 10 frames on an Emmy parry. I would do that. But I guess, you know, by that logic, people would, like, well, no, not everyone is good at 8-frame parries. That's like, you gotta be, like, on some fighting game knowledge, fighting game reactions. so I don't know. I do kind of hate that it's a 7% chance to fail it. What the fuck? Where's the Chimchar? There it is. Okay. I do kind of hate that it's a 7% chance to fail it, which means that you only have a 5% chance across 40 encounters to not break the chain. And I've done it on stream before, and I'm going to do it again. It's just very annoying. I also should really get set up in Brilliant Diamond, or Shining Pearl. And I'll do that. Because I could always play these games again on the Switch, too. So that might be something I will consider doing. Now, obviously, if it's a game like Metroid Dread, where, you know, there's not, you know, the Pokemon games is really what I mean. So, like, for example, Let's Go Eevee, you know, maybe I'll replay that as well. I'm assuming that, you know, it's not going to look on my Switch 1, because I intentionally did not share anything with the Switch 1. What the fuck? Where is it? There it is. That'll be cool. So tomorrow we'll probably do Shadows. I'm gonna try to record a bunch tomorrow. Okay. Maybe the third Legends game will have a Snivy. Oh shit, I actually like both of these. Here we go. Don't even say it. Up. Well, watch it happen, and then you're gonna feel silly. I have a bad promise addiction. Look, it just happens. I'm always busy. Like Saturday I'm doing stuff. Sunday I'm cooking. It sucks. That's how it's been every single week. So you know what? It's gotta happen, because I gotta make progress at some point before I die. Because at this point, I'll never finish it, and I'll never get to the other games I want to stream, so I need to just fucking do it. You could tell I'm very motivated to go play it, obviously. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, so you know what? Actions, not words, is what Devin's saying. Not Devin, oh my god. What Narg is saying. Actions, not words. Just gonna sit down one day. He's gonna be chilling. He's gonna... What the fuck? Clef Key? That's not Clef Key, that's Bronzong. Red. Okay, fuck. Gold. Gold. Pain. Pain. You know how much better a fly up button would have been? I know it's like 3 years late to even bitch about it, but man, that shit really annoys me. What a fucking legendary fumble. Just another day in paradise, boys. How do you evolve a Goomy into its Hisuian variant in Violet? I actually have no idea. Still bitch for DMZ 3, Virgil doesn't have air hike. Yeah, it's like me in Final Fantasy Tactics. It's like, you know, it's a fucking 20-year-old GBA game, and I still complain like they're gonna patch it tomorrow. But that's because I genuinely love that game so much. Or like Pikmin 2. I mean, I don't know. I got nothing to say about it. Never mind. Pikmin 2 is perfect. I mean, genuinely, I think it's one of my favorite games of all time. I've said this very consistently over the last decade and a half. It's a very wonderful game made by very talented devs. And I don't really hate Pikmin 4 to that same degree. Like, I think Pikmin 4 is fine. I think that, you know, not every game is made with the intention of, hey, now 30-year-old gamers, are you ready for the super hard challenge? Like, yeah, Pikmin 4 is easier than Pikmin 2. Totally. Like, 100%. It's kind of also weird in the timeline as well. You know, there's a lot of things going on with Pikmin's timeline that just doesn't make sense. 1, 2, and 3 seem to fit together, but 4 does not seem to fit anywhere in the timeline. But it is what it is. Like, I don't hate it. I'm not, like, angry that Pikmin 4 is not this ultra uber challenging game. So I just... What the fuck? Okay, sure, dude. Anyway. So I just learned to live with it. It's alright. I had a good time playing it. And that's really, ultimately, at the end of the day, all that matters to me. Did I enjoy it when it was new? Of course. The real question is, are we going to get Metroid Prime 2 and 3 before Beyond? And the answer is looking increasingly no. I was really hoping they would at least remaster Prime 2 and Prime 3, but it's looking like that's not going to happen. And I am a little bit annoyed that that's not going to be the case. How the fuck did I do that? That was a mistake. I would like that to be the case. There's a lot of little things that always... It's always the little things that makes that one game that would be perfect, not perfect. It's always the little things. It really sucks, too, because you know exactly what it is by, like, the 50% point playing through the game, and then that's just it. You never get it. It's like, oh, fuck. I want a Pokemon game where the whole region is, like... Well, I mean, we have a game where we could explore the whole region. I kind of want a game where, like, we have an older region, but it's fully fleshed out in open world. I think that would be really sick. Because, like, Paldea is open, but it feels very small. You know, and it barely runs, which is the other big thing that I always talked about and I spoke about before. Like, but focusing on the positives, like... It's cool that it's the whole region, but because you don't have like it's just a lot of plains most of the time. Like, I wish that there was more like we have in some of the older games, you know, where you go through tons of different environments and things. And like, yeah, that's just designing. Ah, got something in my eye. Oh, hold on. Oh my god. Ugh, that's just designing an open world game. You know, it's not untread ground or anything. Like ZA, obviously, and they said this from the jump, is only going to be inside Lumio City, so I don't have high expectations for that. I guess we'll have to see what Gen 10 will be. Rumor is it's Greece. Nothing confirmed so far. I think there's one direct that they have planned, so we'll see what goes on with that. All right, nothing. Alright. But yeah, I will be turning Shadows to whatever difficulty. I'm just gonna bum rush it. I'm not gonna play that shit. You get that shit the fuck out of here. Oh shit, Pichu! Do we care about Bidoof? I don't really feel like reloading. I should have reloaded on that Heracross event, though. I should have, because I could have gone and done Drapion. I think I still can, right? Yeah, let's check the Pichu event. Which is rare. I haven't seen a Pichu event, I don't think, in a long time. You know what? Before we do that, let's go look on let's go look for Sun Wukong. That's exactly what I'm gonna name that Chimchar when I get him too. It's like the Dead Space Nielsen is gonna hurt, but you have to. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. The eye poke. As I've said on not survivalist, on hardcore, you save right before the eye poke on an ideal playthrough. No, and no. You save right before the eye poke on an ideal playthrough. It's just not my favorite part of the game. Just being honest. My winning and only hardcore run, because I actually didn't die the whole way through the game, I saved on 2-6-10 or some shit. It was really gross. It was really, really shitty. It was like a recon playthrough, honestly, more than anything. Okay, let's get the globs ready. because I didn't save. Oh, you attack? What the fuck? Since when? That's kind of brutal, actually. Hi, I'm here. Goodbye. Okay, very nice. I'm here. What the fuck? I can't. How do you do this? Where's my stealth spray? What the fuck? Did I get rid of it? What is going on? Did I get rid of my stealth spray? No, it's right here. I really wish it would just constantly re-up. I guess you can't use it from the quick menu. You can only use it from the inventory screen. See how he didn't run? Oh, he attacked. What the fuck? Okay, that's interesting. Alright, well, there's nothing here. I don't know. Do I go back for Drapion? I feel like that's a waste. I don't really want to do that. Viv, do we do this even on streams where I'm not doing Pokedex progress? Should we? Or should we save it for next time? Is it just if we ever play this game, or if we're doing a Pokedex stream? Because I don't have enough time to do Pokemon. We'll do it on Tuesday. Tuesday will be like the ultimate finale of this game anyway. And then what will happen is we have an Eevee, but not shiny. I'll take a Ponyta as well, by the way. Don't you love they introduced Galarian Ponyta and you can't use it in any other game? It's great. That's why I'm very grateful to Ash for that shiny Ponyta. It's nice. It's like My Little Pony. What is it? I don't know. Eskimo? Is that even a language? I have no idea what that is. Get the fuck out of here. Technically, we should check Lake Verity for shinies. Oh, fuck. What a pain in the ass this is. Let's see. Let's see if I can actually do this. We cut right across. Nope. Nope. Should be another Gyarados. Nope. I love Red Gyarados. I know I've said this before, but I should really check this as well every time. Okay. The answer's no. Okay, the answer's no. Oh, it's Mayan. Okay. Ah. Damn. Alright, I could probably unplug that. I need to get a longer USB-C cable. I mean, I have a couple. Do I care about either of these, man? Alright, well, I guess we could get some progress on Espeon, if nothing else. It's subdivided by region. Damn, okay. Where's Espeon? Psychic, Agile style. We'll get some progress. We're not really gonna make progress today, which is totally fine. I'm not looking forward to, or, I'm not looking to do anything crazy. We're just gonna do this. Cholano, Yucatec. See, I think it's cool that you know so much about this. Is Yucalec spoke in Yucatan, the province? They call them provinces in Mexico, right? I think they call them provinces. I feel like I've seen them say state, but that was the tourist area of Cancun, so maybe that's just because they know a lot of Americans are there, and we don't call states provinces in America. States, technically. Is there like a big, like, scientific or economic difference between a province and a state? In my head, province feels closer to the word territory than state. I'm never... Yeah, what the fuck? State implies a higher degree of autonomy and sovereignty, especially in a federal system like the United States. Okay, well, there you have it. That's your answer. Well, that's my answer, I guess. Provinces are typically created by subdividing a country, while states are sovereign entities that have united to form a larger nation. Okay. Oh, thank you. I almost aggroed the other three. That would have been really bad. There you go. You learn something new every day. A state is an independent political entity, while a province is a subsection of a state. What? Really? By the way, I'm not looking what this thing is doing at all, but it didn't attack me, so I don't care. That's what Google spat out. Hey, you're doing your best. That's more than I could have done. I would have consulted the Elder Gods the same exact way. I don't speak Spanish anymore. I've never really... I was never good at learning languages. It was never my forte. I was good at history. I was good at some of the sciences, namely biology and chemistry, and a little bit of physics. I was good at momentum. I wasn't, because the momentum is just algebra. Momentum is just algebra for the most part. And I had a good teacher for momentum. And I'll never forget when they did not give me the teacher I wanted for chemistry the second half of the year. That kind of sucked as well. What the fuck? You right here? No, that's Finion. Is that it? This is why I don't like these water events, because, like, where's the rest of them? Hello? What? Oh, he's over here. What the fuck, dude? Whatever. Provinces describe southern Mexico pretty well, but they're all states that function pretty much like townships, where the center of the state is where the mayoral house is. Okay, so they are states. Okay. Because what I end up seeing is I talk to a bunch of Canadians. They have provinces. Sell all the dust? Yeah, never again. Never a fucking again, dude. That was a complete waste of my life to sell all that dust, and I got nothing out of it. I don't even remember what I got out of it. I was so pissed I even did it in the first fucking place. It was legitimately a waste of my time. And a waste of my resources. Wow. Oh, and a crit. Very nice. Okay. Whoop. Okay. I like how I've almost never used the shops in this game. I think that's one of the funniest parts, is I've never used the shops in this game at all. So that was like last stream's big reveal, is like I've never used the shops. Okay. Come on, come up. Why am I under attack, and by who? The fuck are you talking about? So this constitutional democratic state with semi-autonomous regions is common in Central and South America. Okay. You'll have to forgive me. I've never been further south than Cancun. Yeah, you're gonna have to forgive me on that one. Never been to South America, and honestly, I'm not much of a traveler, so I probably never will. Wow! There's like a 20 level difference. This is bullshit. I fucking hate this game for that, man. It's so dumb. I have a 20 level difference. He one-shots me from half health. I should know how this game plays at this point. Stupid. It's real stupid shit. Fucking hell, dude. I wouldn't touch Mexico. Cancun was nice. It was nice, but I think the biggest thing I had to realize is that I'm probably never going back. And it's not for lack of money. It's not for lack of whatever. It's just I don't like to travel. I don't, you know, I'd rather stay home, you know, do what I want. It's just, it's not, you know, getting on a plane and doing the whole airport shuffle for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours is just not something that appeals to me anymore in the modern day. That sounds a lot like Asian countries. From everyone I've heard, they don't like each other a lot. That's why they're all uniting on the nuisance streamer shit. Is so funny. It's like the ultimate Avengers type shit. Like we all have a common threat, we all have a common enemy. Against all odds, we have to unite like the fucking Avengers, dude. That shit has to be dead. Oh my god, that's so funny. I like that Canada uses promises, even though Canada was founded on a booze cruise where the leaders of what became the promises got super drunk. I feel like I'm gonna have to fact check you on that, buddy. And look, I'm all for making fun of Canadians. Don't get it twisted. I have told the Canadians in my static that effectively their country sucks. Now we need to up speed. Dude, is Umbreon a physical attacker or a... Oh, are you a physical attacker? It's about equal, honestly. If I up it 3 levels, is it gonna really tell me anything I don't know? Looks more physical to me. It could be the nature, it could be... Are there... No, there's no Ivies in this game. Yeah. It's literally just the effort level. So I guess it is a little bit more physical and a little more special defense tanky. Snarl. Yeah, but they're making me use Dark Pulse. Giga Impact doesn't require a turn to charge, right? I don't think so. Okay. You should have no HP. I should catch this thing, honestly. Why would I catch a Tentacruel? Who knows? I'll probably never use it anyway. Maybe not capital super, but super. Speaking of super, I saw a, what is it, a Super Saiyan blue pin on the floor today. I didn't pick it up, obviously, but I was like, damn, someone dropped their Goku. Super Saiyan blue Goku, like, backpack pin or whatever. I don't know, it made me think of Dragon Ball Super because it makes me think of Dragon Ball Daima, and the reason I think of Daima is because I don't really like Daima. Daima's not really, Daima's not that great. I don't know, like, I'm not, like, super big into Dragon Ball. Like, I know of Z and GT, and a little bit of Dragon Ball, the original. Super I just enjoyed because I watched it on Toonami. I watched the whole Tournament of Power arc, and I was like, I'm enjoying this. I forgot to reload. Oh my god, dude. I'm actually gonna run from... This sucks. I'm gonna run from combat. Watch me get crit. It's gonna be really fucking funny. So what we'll do is that once we're done with this game, I think I'm gonna move Oblivion to Tuesday night. Or either I'm gonna play Oblivion Tuesday night, or I'm gonna play Xenoblade Tuesday night, and then the other one will take the other slot. And then Friday I'm gonna open up for something, I'm not sure what. We'll probably use Friday to play catch up on all these games I haven't been beating in the last several years. Especially any games I started streaming. I thought about going back to Rogue Galaxy, but I'm not like a big fan of it. I didn't really enjoy it that much. And the game is very grind heavy. And I kind of just got to a point where I was like, you know, it's fun, I kind of understand it, it's just not my cup of tea. I don't know, I'll think about it. We'll see what happens. Okay, that's actually it. Technically I should fight the rest of them, but I don't really care that much. Well, we have plenty of Pokemon we can fight. Toxicroaks and all that stuff. And the Newfie? What's the Newfie? Newfoundland? I have no idea what Newfie is. Okay. Where's the last one? Oh, we already picked it up. Okay, there's only 2 left. In fact, right over here are some Toxicroaks that we could fight. Newfie lived there? I have no idea what that is. You'll have to forgive me. I don't know. Now that's a guaranteed one-shot because it's doubly weak. Very nice. Again, this would be a good farm spot if and only if there was a teleport up here. This would be another place that needs a teleport. It's unfortunate. Even the cave entrance would do at this point. Because there's actually quite a few enemies up here. And sadly, the only way, like, there's no way to pass time when you're out in the field. You have to go back to camp. And both the camps are reasonably far away. Well, one is on the opposite side of the map. You know, it really probably is really confusing. It really probably is really confusing. It's really confusing to most people who probably have never played Gen 4, like what exactly this game is even about. But I kind of like that it was based on Gen 4. It's like one of my favorite gens, just because they have the remakes of Gold and Silver. You had to be there, you know, it really was one of those times in just Pokemon and gaming history where like everything kind of came together perfectly. You had pretty much every major feature in the remakes that could have possibly been in the remakes in the first place. It was just really good, man. It was a really good era. I really enjoyed it. And yes, I know it happened a long time ago, but, you know, that's what makes it special to me, is like, it was like a perfect capstone to the first, like, big chunk of my life to come back full circle from playing Pokemon Gold and then coming back and playing Pokemon Heart Gold. It was like a full circle moment in my life. It was really beautiful how that happened. I look very fondly on that. Hello, Devin. Hey, what are we doing? Fuck! Does sprint ever wear off? I guess not. You just usually never sprint for this long. Hey, buddy! Weird thing, I got a text message telling me I have a court appearance in a town that's like 6 hours away from mine that I've never been to. Someone probably has your number. You get those sometimes. It's probably an information scam. As always. Wow, he hit me and then got alerted. That's really funny. Okay. Hope you like jury duty. No, if it's 6 hours away, that's probably not his jury duty at all. I'll tell you, the worst thing about jury duty is you just don't get paid for it. At all. They only pay you for a couple hours, and then that's it. The rest is just civic duty. Which is fair, but like, you know, it's kind of free labor. Alright, nothing. Okay. Didn't ask for info, just gave my phone number, looked it up. It was the phone number for the courthouse. Did they have you by accident? There's no way that's your actual... I got tech... What? Are you getting sued? What the fuck? What actual, like, nightmare fuel is this? I mean, he'll type it, but like, I'm spooked. Okay. Okay. Wait. Oh yeah, we made research progress. I was like, what? Yeah, look at that. We'll be done in no time. Look at this. We're already almost, what, 40? 26 of 40, so just over the halfway point. Almost 75% done. Ah. Oh. Yeah, what the fuck? You got the message today, but the courthouse is closed. This is bullshit. I already hate this. I'm getting to the point even just reading this, like, so... Someone is breaking into the courthouse to send text messages that they should have sent 2 days ago. Whatever the story is, this is sounding less legit by the minute, which is crazy. And if it's actually their number, then they're compromised? Yeah, I've never been anywhere near the town. I don't know. Like, do you call them back, I guess, on Monday and, like, what the fuck? You guys texted me some shit? That's literally not me. Or, like, it literally doesn't make sense. I've never been there. Who is suing me and why? It feels like it really does feel like a scam to get info. Yeah, and I have to be there on Tuesday for what? Oh my god. What a fucking annoyance. That is profoundly annoying. Hello, run, thank you. Dude, look at this Paris, man. This is why nobody likes this Pokemon. And they made it an absolute menace in this fucking game. Okay. Alright, that's it. Oh! A text message is not considered an official way to inform someone of a court summons. Yeah, it feels like phishing then. I didn't even think about that. That actually just sounds like bullshit. So someone is spoofing a local courthouse's number to tell people to show up for court appearances for who knows what, from whatever. Yeah, you don't even know who's suing you or who's doing anything. Yeah, I would call them on Monday and be like, this doesn't make any sense and all that. Like, this is bullshit. You cannot notify me via text message. And also, you're supposed to be closed. I'm just gonna ignore it, yeah. I mean, that is also fair, too. What is this? What does a shiny Octillery look like? Does anyone even know? I want to look it up. Yellow. You know what? I have enough Combees. Let's look at shiny Octillery. Probably already have it. Would you believe Remoraid evolves into Octillery? I have no idea how that works. Oh, we're gonna evolve Glitch, by the way. We're gonna evolve Glitch. Maybe I'll do it today, since Glitch has been with us the whole time. Well, we need to actually go to the move tutor and give some of our actual party members some real moves. Okay. So I was holding for Devin. Yeah, no worries. I think their number's getting spoofed. It's always crazy when, like, that's something they really should combat, is they need to combat all these people that do, like, fake numbers and fake trolling and fake job applications and all this stuff. Because then what ends up happening is, like, you end up getting all these weird fucking text messages and shit. You know, like, one of the things that someone sent me, I applied for a job once, and they sent me, like, you know, they do this whole thing. If they ask you to get on Microsoft Teams or Skype, it's fake. I knew that. But the best part about the whole scam was that they said the interview was supposed to happen, like, a month or, like, 2 weeks ago. That literally can't happen because I applied for the job, like, a day prior. So it doesn't even make sense. It's all bullshit. There's a whole lot of people scamming people in America. It's all complete shit. It's all a big fucking... hold on, let me take a drink. Ow. It's all a big industry. And that's how Nigerian and all these Nigerian and Indian scammers get, you know, all these people every year. I had a dude call me one time, and we sat on the... I knew this guy was trolling me, by the way. He was like, oh, well, you need to upgrade to this thing. I was like, okay, what kind of computer do I have? He's like, oh, your computer is compromised. You need to upgrade to this thing. I sat on the phone with him for like 30 minutes, like, like pretending like I was bored. We had just gotten back from vacation, funnily enough. And this dude, you know, we used to have a phone in this room. I don't have a phone in this room anymore because why would I? It doesn't make sense. Same shit. It's a whole industry. No one ever does anything about it. I guess that will be effort. Thanks, he missed. You love to see it. Come on, let's get a shiny. Fuck's sake. They have a problem. I'll ask why they sent me a test message and a day where it goes with 3 days. No, yeah. Everything about it seems incorrect. I think someone's spoofing their number or some shit. I think that's really what it is. It's not a big deal. Three days in advance is crazy. For 6 hours away, it'll take you, that's like a full day's drive to fucking begin with. For some people, like, I don't know anyone that wants to sit on the road for 6 hours straight. Even if you had to, even if you broke it up 3 and 3 or 2, 2, 2. So, I guess for future humans that watch this, welcome to America in 2025, where people will try to waste your time. Who knows what they want? I live in Manhattan. That's all people do. They try to waste your time and take your money. There's no in between. It's Manhattan. You could walk down the street, some dude tries to get in your face so you could buy his stupid, what do they call it again? When you burn his stupid mixtape. No, not a mixtape. His own personal, like, music album. Everyone's trying to fuck you, and not in the fun way. It's ridiculous. And nobody wants to stop them from doing it. So you have to play defense. It sucks. Well, at least it was nothing to get excited for. You know, it's just annoyance. Good lord. Just like when they called me for jury duty. I mean, I had fun. All things considered, I had fun. It was actually fun. Like, no one will ever say those words, but it was actually kind of fun. Let's fly around, I guess. I'm bored. This dude never messaged me back, but in fairness, I never looked on Discord again. Okay, he did message me back. I'm a liar. Let's see if he joins. Alright, so I won't be streaming for much longer. I just wanted to stream to let people know that I'm alive and nothing happened. I was just... I've been working on myself, doing me things, not doing anything crazy. And we're gonna play KOTOR probably in a little bit. Okay. Or I don't know, I'm gonna eat first, because I haven't eaten... I had a little bit of a breakfast, and then I didn't really have too much to eat. To be fair, I woke up a little bit late, and I need to stop doing that. I need to figure out how to set my alarm to go off even when my phone is on silent. There's definitely got to be a way to do that. I hate iOS. Oh my god, fucking Driftplum. Starly. Did I just delete a marker? No, I didn't. Okay. Maybe I didn't. I have no idea. Yo, look how far away that Abra saw me from, man. That's such bullshit. Pichu. Let's look at Lake Verity. Again. Man, it's rough, dude. Like, what happened to the days I used to get 50 fucking shinies? That's why I think my save file RNG is like messed up. I am being exceptionally unlucky lately. On the 4th, I met an NYC expat, I think like 15 years ago. He said it's a wonderful city, just don't ask for directions of the subway. I think he's living under a rock. I mean, it's a nice city. It's got good parts to it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a terrible place to live. I mean, I guess it depends what neighborhood you live in or are visiting. If you go to certain places, obviously it's probably less pleasant than others, but, you know, most neighborhoods are pretty nice. Most people are probably all right. You know, it's just, but you also have to play a little bit of defense, you know, like some dude stops you because he wants you to check out his mixtape. You say no and you keep walking. You know, like... He tried to like really get in my way. I was like, I have no interest, sir. I don't have any money, which was true. I didn't have any money on me, so there was no way for me to pay it. There's no reason for you to even do your whole like sale. What do they call it? Your whole sales pitch. It's a waste of my time and your time. I don't know why. Like dude got mad at me for that, but it's not a bad city. It's a dirty city a little bit, yeah. It's not a bad city, though. Yeah, so when you defeat a Monferno, the Monferno that replaces it in that slot for the outbreak comes out pre-aggroed. You have to know that that's how it works. Not that it usually matters, but it is worth knowing just in case. But yeah, you shouldn't need to ask for directions on the subway anyway, because we have tons of map stations and we have apps and stuff. They used to have physical, like, paper maps, but they probably stopped doing those years ago. There's just no point. Everyone has a phone, and if you don't have a phone, they're all over the place. I think the biggest thing that you need to do if you're going to come to New York City is really space out what you want to do, right? So obviously museums, parks, all that stuff, right? I think the biggest thing that you have to do is space out what you want to do, right? Don't assume that you're going to run through a whole bunch of museums in a day or anything like that. Let's be honest, right? Like, most people are probably not running more than like one museum a day, especially some of the bigger ones. So if you want to go see the MoMA, right? You want to go see the Met, you want to go see the Museum of Natural History, right? One per day, right? Unless you because otherwise you're speed running. You're not gonna have enough time to walk through everything. And I'm not saying you gotta walk through and read every single little thing, but it would be nice, right? Yeah. Don't talk to dudes on the train. The subway is just a subway, man. I hate the subway. I hate the subway. But I've never liked the subway. He'll probably join in a second, maybe, potentially. Okay, we've done enough there. Oh, yeah, told you. What's up, homie?
Yeah, playing War for Cybertron.
I'll be done in a few minutes. I'd like to get a shiny, but, my RNG in life is always bad until it's really good, out of nowhere, and then it'll go back to being awful. Yeah. He said take a guided tour, then go back to what you want to see. Yeah, that's also good. Like I'm a huge fan of museums. I think it's worth doing. Like if you're gonna go anywhere, make sure you make the most usage of your money. Don't just go to places and then not actually go do things. That's one of the biggest things I regret about the one time I went on vacation. I kind of didn't really do much. And it was like, well, then what was the point of me going? Like, when you're younger, you kind of don't think that way. But, now that I'm older and I probably, again, will not go back there, I kind of wish I had done more. Hindsight is obviously undefeated champion of decision-making. It's the kind of shit that has you in an arm bar on your fucking knees. Okay. This is why I don't do these, by the way. The odds of you getting a shiny is lower than just doing a mass outbreak, and it takes longer because you have to search multiple. Like, imagine trying to drill down and go through all of these. It's impossible. It's just not happening. So this is why I don't do these massive mass outbreaks. They're kind of ass, so I just don't really like to do them. Now, occasionally you'll find a shiny, but that's just stupid luck, right? That's not, like, indicative of anything really good. That's why I'd never like to do these, and I probably will not do them going forward. But sometimes you just want to mess around. It's a different day. You just want to fuck around, see something new that you never seen before.
Dear God, if I was a Decepticon, I would hate having to look at Starscream.
You want to know what I saw the other day on the best app, Twitter?
Oh boy.
So, one of the things people, and this is maybe a little bit of spoilers for that one movie, what's it called? The one that just came out that I said was going to be bad and it's actually pretty good? So, Transformers 1. Yeah. A little bit of spoilers for Transformers 1 and Avatar The Last Airbender, right? It was people talking about the trope of, the hero, if you kill me, you'll be just as bad as me, right? And like how heroes will never do that. I feel like, and I agreed with some of the people that mentioned this, a lot of times I feel like it's a trope that gets memed a lot, but it doesn't really happen as much as people say. Like, people have cited it for the whole... Oh! What? Where? Hold on, shiny. Where? 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 Hold on. It's this Paris. It's the Paris, I think, right there. Hold on. Hold on. Put a bookmark in that. Put a bookmark. I heard that shit. Max has no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, I got a shiny to spawn. Here we go. Look at that. Look at those mushrooms. That's how I knew it was shiny. I looked at the mushrooms. Look at that. There you go. No, there's our shiny. It's a Paris. It's a random Paris after everything I just did for the last 2 hours and a half. It's a Paris that we get that's shiny. Anyway. Yeah, I feel like it's something that's memed a lot. Like, because the whole point is that Aang didn't want to kill Ozai because he didn't want to stoop to the level of murder because that's what his people are against. Air nomads are pacifists. They don't kill. So yes, obviously it would be easy to just say blow up the villain and then call it a day, but it's not what he does. It's not his people. If he stoops to that level, it's not just you'll be as bad as me, it'll be I'm no longer the last airbender, my people never kill. So I kind of get that. Like, that makes sense to me, you know? Something about Transformers 1, we're replacing Sentinel, but we don't want to do what Megatron's doing. I'm not too sure about that, but you know, there are good examples of it, right? You know, it's not even a talk no jutsu type thing. I think Avatar does it really well. Aang finds a perfect middle ground. Also, you dodge the issue of Ozai becoming a martyr. You take away his bending and he dies a very pathetic existence without the one thing that defined his reign. You know, so I think people are a little bit too harsh on that trope. I get it's a very cheesy trope. I think Last of Us 2 does it very evilly, very terribly, right? But I don't think every time it shows up, it's instantly bad. Now, I guess spoilers for Assassin's Creed 2 a little bit. Ezio leaving that dude alive at the end, the Pope, kind of also a dumb move. That's like a weaker example of that. Like, yes, I get that it won't bring anything back, but you know, even logically speaking, you know, this dude's not just gonna run off somewhere and leave you the fuck alone. Like, I don't think you could really just leave the villain most of the time, unless you're like a shonen anime where they become like a anti-hero later. Killing the bad guys nets you the girl and the respect to your peers. I mean, ironically, Aang, all the avatars told Aang, you need to kill him. Like, you need to murder him. But, you know, as an air nomad, he doesn't do that. Which I thought, and by the way, that's Alpha again, which is great. I don't know, Max, what do you think about it?
This is essentially the whole trope of... This is essentially the example of Obi-Wan and Yoda telling Luke, you have to kill Vader. Because they were so convinced that Vader couldn't be redeemed. But lo and behold, Luke managed to do it.
Luke made the impossible possible, which is, and we're not gonna rant about fucking sequel trilogy shit. We're gonna pretend it doesn't exist because this is another. But I actually like the Avatar example. I think Aang found that middle golden path that satisfied everything. We're not even gonna talk about Korra. Full Rambo mode. Look, there is definitely a time and a place to just murder your opposition. I will never deny that. Totally fine. I 100% agree. Sometimes a story, you just have a villain, you just have a dude, it's just murder mode, bro. And look, again, I'm not gonna lie, there should
Batman
be a game.
and Joker.
Yes.
Numerous times where Batman should have murdered Joker.
I don't think it's that bad when your personal ideals and your personal like beliefs forbid killing. I don't think that's bad per se. I think that if the story has built it up consistently,
I mean, yes,
it makes sense. It's within your character. It's not even a matter of
have
forgiving
that.
them.
I won't argue that. It's just, I hate to throw this example out here. The first Injustice game. Why did Superman become a tyrant in the first place? Because Batman decided, I'm never going to kill the Joker. What did Joker do? Come up with an elaborate plot where he used Scarecrow's fear gas to make Superman think he was fighting Lois. He was fighting Doomsday, but it was actually a pregnant Lois. And when her heart stopped, a bomb went off.
I'm not going to lie, that was probably Joker's most diabolical plot in existence. No, Batman should just ask Superman to just rent out the Phantom Zone. Just throw his villains in there. Call it a day. Batman should have given me the gun.
The villains.
Yeah.
You think Joker would have scared the villains in the Phantom Zone?
No, don't they have individual cells in the Phantom Zone?
The Phantom Zone is literally just one. It's literally just one big empty freaking limbo occupied by rocks.
Oh, so it's Ban World.
Yeah, there are no cells. You could build cells. You could.
Oh shit, it's an alpha Geodude. Look at that.
I do think Superman eventually has the idea of building cells, individual cells for him. But again, literally just.
Like, I think there's definitely room for villains that it's not even the forgiveness angle, right? It's more like my beliefs prevent me from doing that. So that's why, you know, a lot of people were saying like, you know, it's kind of his whole purpose, right? It's that he does not kill, right? Like that's just his thing. He doesn't kill. I don't mind it when it's written into the story really consistently, you know? Like Ichigo just massacres his enemies. He doesn't give a fuck. And you know, that's fine. But if everyone was Punisher, I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of nuance in I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Ichigo would have 100% certified killed Byakuya if he wasn't gonna protect his sister.
Basically. And that's why, like, I think, you know, you want to have a healthy mix of it, right? I think it's a trope that's done a lot. I think it's a trope that's really easy to say because, you know, you're a goody two-shoes good guy. But, you know, sometimes it's nice when it's done and when it's done consistently. You know, I talk about this with Naruto a lot. Naruto has the infamous gold star for talk no jutsu, but I kind of like talk no jutsu sometimes. You know, I think Naruto's whole thing of the cycle of hatred and the Buddhist themes, they've been there a long time in Naruto, especially in Shippuden. It kind of makes sense. I think the problem with Naruto's writing lies elsewhere, personally. I think it lies in how much you speedrun through Naruto, etc. And look, I'm the first person to say I like more mature shonen characters. Because I do. That's why Eren is one of my favorite. I love Eren. What is his name? Isayama? Is that Attack on Titan's mangaka? He is not...
Ishiyama,
Ishiyama, yeah. He's not on the same level as Rent-A-Girlfriend dude. Not even close.
No. Rent-A-Girlfriend dude is a fucking troll. I don't care what anyone says. This man is releasing chapters and he's literally rage baiting people right now.
Yeah,
how are you gonna sit here and then have freaking Kazuya confess like that? And she's like, I have to worry about my career first. Congrats. You want to be an actress, but you gotta continue being professional whore to fund it. Okay.
Look. I'll say this, right?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
No, yeah, I don't care. That's fine. But what I'll say is that it's not like, look, we could sit here and we could say that she doesn't owe I don't know this dude's name.
No, she doesn't owe him anything.
But it's very obvious what Kazuya's intentions are. She can't hide behind the veil of, oh, it's just for the job, it's just a job, who cares? After a certain point, you know why he's doing it. It's your responsibility as a moral person to tell him, listen. And if he doesn't accept this, right? And, you know, you can't, I don't know if you could ban him off the service or whatever, right? But if he doesn't accept it, that's another issue. But you know, stringing him along is pretty fucked. I think we all understand that's really fucked. And you know, it's stringing along because of all this bullshit. Now, I will preemptively say I have not read Rent-A-Girlfriend. In fact, prior to like what was it, like a month ago, I didn't really know jack shit about it because it didn't seem like my type of anime. I just love that it's created so much drama.
Chizuru was also in the same situation as Kazuya, where like she has her grandmother who was in the hospital, and her grandmother is not aware of the fact that she's in this Rent-A-Girlfriend business. And her grandmother is convinced that Chizuru is pursuing a path of being an actress, and Kazuya actually helps with that lie too. And I'm just like,
peak.
Make it make sense, because we're gonna do this. Make it make sense, because if this is gonna happen, Kazuya needs to either be with Riruka or the pink hair chick.
I think it's very immoral to lead someone on like insanely. I think that's really. It's a lot of spicy words. It's really fucked. Rent-A-Girlfriend should have gotten a desktop instead. Yeah, people did the numbers. What was it? He spent like 200. How much money did he spend on her?
250,000, I believe.
Let me actually look it up, just so I'm not throwing numbers out into the ether. How much did Kazuya spend on Chizuru? All right. Without counting the movie from the money from the movie, this is 2 years ago, by the way. Let's look at something more recent. June 17th, chapter 380 update. All right, so the previous total was 2,890,889 yen. The new total is 3,045,589 yen. Now, I'm not a fucking mathematician. I have no idea what that. Do they translate that to dollars? Okay, let's yen to dollars, right? So 3,045,589 yen. Oh my god, it doesn't even convert it. Hello? It broke. What the fuck? I broke the calculator. $20,000, $20,657.86. So when Narg says he could have bought a desktop, he could have bought a desktop, a full Steam library, gaming mouse, gaming keyboard, 3 gaming monitors, 4 gaming monitors, fuck that, a new chair, a roller mat, a VR headset, the best one on the market, $20,000, bro. I don't even have anything to say, Max. Do you have anything to say? I broke it. Oh my god.
And that's insane, by the way.
$20,000 to rent a girlfriend, bro. Just get a saucy video subscription for that. I don't even care, bro. $20,000. Listen, remember what I was saying when Devin was here about someone is always trying to fuck you, and I don't mean the fun way? This is an example of it. This is why I don't think anyone watching this show actually wishes it was a real service, because this shit would get messy instantly. It's actually not divide by 100. It's a little bit less. It's actually worth less than a penny at the moment. It's actually 0.6, what do you even call less than a penny? I don't even know. 0.006 something yen per 1 yen to a dollar.
Insanity that he spent that much on her.
20,000, almost 21 grand probably when we take into account things like tax and shit. I don't know if that was calculated into the post. You want crap writing and holding to value? Star Trek, any Captain show, bar Cisco, that writing team had locked down. Doctor Who, any season in the last decade. And remember, just when you think America's bad, remember, people in the UK have to pay a license. If I'm dropping 20K on abroad, she better birth all my perfect organisms and have dinner on the dot. Why do you sound like William Birkin? Dude went full umbrella scientist.
Biggest fucking asshole in the Resident Evil universe finally got what was coming to him. No, they can't take my research from me.
I only find it funny because, as I've said, he did the same thing to Dr. Marcus, and Wesker and him laughed.
Take my research from me.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's like, dude, you realize the people you're working for have no problem murdering people to get ahead? Like Spencer.
There was a comic.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Where he there was a crew. There were like these people, a group of people filming like this reality TV show on this island. Island was far away from civilization, mind you. Outbreak happens. There was a survivor. She's just like, "Oh my God, you're here! You're here to save me!" Like, yeah, Burke is just looking at her like, "Yeah, no," just shoots her, and it talks about how the experiment was a success. I'm like, "Oh my fucking God!"
I just don't think you get more pure than the original Resident Evil. Remember, Wesker knew exactly what was going to happen. Like, he intentionally lured them to the mansion. He intentionally did all that. Why? Because they're effectively SWAT, right? They're effectively, STARS is just basically SWAT. It's so they didn't have to ask them for name privileges. So you're sending all these BOWs like hunters and all this shit up against effectively some of the most trained people Wesker could get his hands on, you know? It's actually, I love the plot of the original Resident Evil. I hate that no game has the canon ending. It sucks. It really does suck. It really sucks that just at the end they don't just have, like, in Chris's campaign, Barry just doesn't show up for no reason, and vice versa for Jill. Rebecca just doesn't show up for some reason. It really sucks. You have to, I don't even know if Darkseid and Umbrella Chronicles really do it very well.
It is very interesting that we're getting, is Rec Room supposed to be a mainline game?
Yes, that's 9. That's already 9, baby.
It is very interesting that we're getting a mainline game with somebody who's related to a character from the side story.
From a side game. That's kind of crazy. They should re-release it. See, now they're trying. Look, I'll give them credit. They know they can't have Leon in his 60s fighting zombies. Like, yeah, it would be cool and it'd be funny or whatever. It's not gonna work, bro. As much as I love Leon, unfortunately, Resident Evil is tied. It's not like, you know, a Jack game or a Sly game where, like, do I care how old Sly or Spyro or Jack are? Not really. What do I care more about? I just want to see him do the funny, you know, cool stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, they get old, right? Like, they were old. They were 20. I think Leon was 21 or something in the original Resident Evil 2. So, you know. Imagine if Birkin regained all his sense and became a virtuous charity. No, but that's the thing. He was already an asshole before injecting himself and becoming G. Birkin was never a good man. He didn't even care about his own daughter. Yeah, he really didn't even care about Sherry. And it's not just because he injected her with whatever. The only person who cared was Annette. And even Annette was kind of...
Like, she was distant, but, like, in the end, all she wanted was to save was Sherry.
How did I know I was going to find a shiny Tangela?
Again, there was a whole lot of corrupt people around that whole Raccoon City outbreak. Irons.
Alright. Odds of us getting 2 shinies in a same outbreak is really low. I'm just moving on.
Yeah, Irons, a man who I think Chris respected at one point.
I know, just a shower. Yeah, I guess. It's one of those what-if scenarios. Like, if he realized, like, deep down, he's like, dude... That's the thing. No one who's ever transformed in Resident Evil has lived to escape and go off and do other things. The only monster that's done that is in what's that one movie that they made CGI years ago, like 20 fucking years ago, 4D, whatever it was. But who knows if that's canon? That's probably not canon. That's like the twist at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of these people go through transformations where, you know, there's no way they would be able to regain their humanity, or you think there's no way they could live in society again.
Given that their transformations violate the the law of conservation of mass, it's possible for maybe a Plaga user to will the Plaga to return to its normal form. We just have never seen it because they die. So Krauser maybe could force the Plaga to return into its normal shape. Sadler probably could force well, he'd have to wear that cape or that cloak.
Yeah, we know the people like, who was it, the dude from Resident Evil 6, I know you hate that game. But the dude who turns into the weird,
Jesus Christ.
Who turns into the weird dinosaur, the virus dinosaur.
God damn, I hate that game.
I was just like, does this make sense? He's literally just like forming his skin apart and then reforming it. What was it? The fake Ada? Who was it? Oh, the silent chick with the hair over her eyes. Who doesn't get much of a story in Revelation.
Oh my god. Yeah, yes. What's her name? Just boobs. I don't even fucking remember her as a character. Because she just has big tits.
The most you know is she was sent on a mission prior, she got infected, and then she gets essentially she's like the Mr. X or the Nemesis.
She shows up in like 2 fucking levels, dude. Like let's be fair here. She dies in 1 level and comes back like 2-3 levels later. Like Revelations, I didn't like Revelations 1. That's why I didn't play Revelations 2. I heard it was more of the same. I don't really...
Revelations 1 was with Claire and Barry's daughter, right?
No, that's 2.
2.
1 has Chris and Jill, and then a bunch of side characters you never fucking hear from again. They brought in this, like... I don't even know what to call him. Like, what's the guy in The Office that crawls out the sofa in that one meme? Is that Danny DeVito? They have like Danny DeVito and like what's his name? Key from Key and Peele. I forget his name. Keegan-Michael Key. And they're a partner, and then they just go around fighting. It's like a really bad like sitcom. It's like a buddy cop movie. They're just in some Russian base in the middle of nowhere, and then they fight a bunch of hunters. It really makes no sense. It's the most nonsensical level I've ever seen in a Resident Evil game. And it makes you wonder, why the fuck does it even exist in the game in the first place? Anyway, they're not. Oh, yeah. Oh, Duskull. Let's fucking go. All right, we'll go to 10 and then we'll be done.
Yep. I mean, 1. Oh boy. What was it? The weird Napoleon dude from Resident Evil 4 that you fight?
Salazar?
Yeah. Well, he was a Plaga user, right?
How will you handle my left hand? Your left hand comes off? Dude, Leon in Resident Evil 4 is a fucking treasure. You, like, okay, I saw someone the other day, yeah, he was a Plaga user. I saw someone the other day say, like, you know, I actually kind of like, they said how they liked how they treated him in the remake, because it would be really hard to pull off that level of cheese and snark today. Yeah, I kind of see it. Like, as much as I like Resident Evil 4, once you look at it from a more, like, practiced eye, a lot of these levels just seem to be, like, ideas thrown together, as opposed to, like, an actual flowing castle. I kind of see it. I think that's just part of the game's charm, still, so I don't know if I hate it too much that the game is like that. But, yeah, I kind of get it. I kind of see what people are saying, like, I don't know, I don't like this whole dark angle to him becoming a government agent. I kind of like the idea that Leon is a little bit of a thrill seeker. That's headcanon though, so I can't really, you know, speak anything about it, right? Like, whatever. I don't know, man. I like Leon. Leon's one of my favorite characters because I love Resident Evil 4. I grew up with it. The very reason anyone is even watching this channel right now is because a bunch of people played Resident Evil 4 back in the day, and I thought it was cool that they played this game I knew nothing about. It changed my life. That's why it's also one of my favorite games. So, I don't know. Anyway. You have all those cheeky phone calls with Sadler and Salazar.
I do like we fixed for the fact that we do find out, like, Sherry, like, what happened to Sherry. Like, you just be sure she became a government agent because, you know.
Claire wouldn't like that, probably. Claire would hate that.
Yeah, Claire would have probably hated the government at that point.
Especially since she didn't like that Leon was gonna help cover up what happened in that one movie. Yeah, she's probably not thrilled with it. I won't say she hates it. She's more mad at Leon than she is mad at the government, but you know. I kind of like, I don't know, I don't like the more darker tone of the remakes. I kind of preferred it when Resident Evil kind of has to have a little bit of cheese because it's based off of cheesy shit. You know, like, even the first game is, minus the opening credit reel, like it's an 80s action movie. You know, like, it's based... Hey, you gotta respect Mikami for that a little bit. I think that's really one of my favorite parts of, you know, Resident Evil lore. One of my favorite parts is that Resident Evil never took itself that seriously. It's very enjoyable because it doesn't take itself that seriously. So you can have crazy sequences where, like, 1 minute Leon is, you know, having a horror segment, running away from Regenerators and Iron Maidens, and then 5 minutes later he's back flipping through laser hallways, fresh out of the movie, like he's in the Matrix. You know, like, I thought that shit was cool. That shit was just uncontested in my childhood. And then you get to sit on a throne at the end like you really did some crazy shit. And then he's like, oh, I gotta save Ashley, by the way. I like that there's secret cutscenes in Resident Evil 4, like when you trigger the cutscene when you try to go back and shoot Mendez after he, like, chokes you. And it hints that Ada's in the game before. Most people probably playing that game for the first time didn't go back. It's cool stuff like that, you know? I think the biggest problem is you need a world that feels believable and livable. Oh shit, she's here. Okay, we'll fight her. You need a world that, and I say this about a lot of games, you need a world that feels believable. Like, people actually could live there and run around and whatever, you know how it is, yeah. Maybe some boring lesson about the thirst for power consumes your rationale and makes you lose everything you love in the process. Maybe. I kind of like that Resident Evil always does that kooky shit where they have the guy in Resident Evil 5 who's a New Jerseyan, and he talks like this, like he's in a mafia film. It don't matter what happened, you twos are screwed. It's funny because Excella and that lady from Revelations, whose name I never remember because she just has her tits out, they both come up frequently with the whole, like, Capcom knows how to facial scan and, you know, knows how to show some skin. You know, because that conversation comes up a lot. And a little bit of, and this is the thing I will say, a lot of it's revisionist history, because a lot of people did not like these games when they came out. So I do kind of, you know, I'm not against people discovering games and, you know, loving them after they came out. I am a little bit against rewriting the narrative, like, people were so happy when these games came out, because people really weren't. People really weren't. And I'm not talking about the down with Resident Evil 5 being a racist game, people in 2009, which was absolutely crazy. I'm talking, people just didn't like how the games played, and I'll be fair, I kind of don't like how Resident Evil 5 plays. It might be my most played Resident Evil, and I still don't like how it plays, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll say it, I'm one of those dudes. Anyway, that's besides the point. I do like Resident Evil. I hope we get more Silent Hills set in America. I'm glad they're trying something different, but you know me, I like Silent Hill 2. I think if you don't know what happens in Silent Hill 2, which is kind of hard at this point, considering that it's been a niche cult classic for like 20 years, and it's having a movie made about it, and it had a remake, it's hard to not know what happens in Silent Hill 2, especially by today's standards. Like, I think everyone's jaded enough to know what happens in the fucking game. But genuinely, like, I hope we get more of that. It's such an untapped vein. You could definitely make a Silent Hill about the millennials in America. I think that would be great. Could you imagine? I kind of just want to be inserted into my own personal Silent Hill. I think that would be really dope. And every single monster is going to be like a throbbing penis. Oh, that's funny. You gotta have something, man. You gotta have something. Am I gonna have hot nurses in my shit? I was never into nurses like that. I don't know why people find nurses like... It's such a weird costume. Nurses and nuns. It's really weird. I never understood that. You gotta have something that gets you that AO rating, you know? Affordable housing needs to be a topic in that game, too. We're gonna shoehorn in all the modern day bullshit like that one Saw movie that was about Medicare. Healthcare, sorry. No one knows which Saw movie I'm talking about. Even I'm not sure. I think it was 6. I could be wrong. Yes, there was a Saw movie where the underlying theme was about the American healthcare system. I mean, it's kind of in the background in a lot of movies, or in that series, though, to be fair. The whole thing is he gets misdiagnosed for a brain tumor. Anime nuns are great. No, actually. See, that's the thing. Showing less clothes doesn't make someone more attractive, in my opinion. You gotta have... I don't know. Because you could have fully dressed characters, I think, that are way better. Don't listen to me, I'm an idiot. I have no idea what I'm talking about. The Sword Maiden from Goblin Slayer? Oh god, remember when Goblin Slayer was making the rounds on news?
Oh yeah, people were like, oh my god, this actually happens! Meanwhile, I'm like, dark fantasy.
Meanwhile, Game of Thrones, like...
Oh, I wish I was in Daenerys' shoes.
I'm not touching that one today. It's a Pokemon stream. Damn. All right, we'll roll the dice one more time. One more. This is my gambling, basically. This is not a gambling stream, but this is what I like to roll the numbers on, folks. I like rolling the numbers for shinies. I can't help myself. I can't You have no idea what it's like, Max.
Apparently, a European, I think, Prime Minister, apparently threw his support behind the Stop Killing Games initiative.
Oh, they're gonna like but like realistically, right? Like, let's really think about this. I know there's only like 4 people hearing my voice, but realistically, you are a company. What is the argument you make against Stop Killing Games? What is the argument you make? Development cost? I guess. What would you say to your customers, right? Because randoms are not going to give a shit about this. What are you going to say to your customers? Oh yeah, there is a Crobat up here, damn. What are you going to say to your customers when they say, hey, we want these games to be playable and not just disappear and become unplayable slop, you know, like a month or a year after release, depending on how badly it does? Like, what do you say to people in order to justify that? I don't know. Oh, it's too expensive, we wouldn't be able to make any games? Well, they already don't make any games. A lot of these fucking companies. Microsoft just canceled a whole bunch of games that they were talking about developing and constantly and frequently, you know, updated people on. Square Enix has done it. Ubisoft has done it. What do you say? I don't think there's a good answer to it, which is why I think that I don't know if they've made an official statement, all these fucking companies. I just think they don't want to be beholden to a bunch of people, you know, years down the line who still want to play some game they don't want to support. But who knows? I don't know.
Again, the Cybertron games, greatest example. Good games that people enjoyed. The multiplayer heavily praised. Oh, we lost the files for those games.
That happens more frequently than you think. And like, the reason why I think it's legit that they lose it, because they could always sell it later, right? Like, especially in the era of remasters, right? Like, they could always sell it later. I think it's legit. I just think people complete it. They probably tell them put it in a vault, and then whoever's in charge of the vault just doesn't give a shit. Doesn't care, doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Oh shit, this is your guy's computer? Big ups.
Also letting people still, like, letting fans, like, add in support for, like, these games. Like, let's say Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
See, I think the problem is that they want games to be fair environments, and what constitutes an unfair advantage could vary from person to person. So like there's mods, for example, like I could talk about 14 because I know a lot about it. There's mods on 14 that technically give an unfair advantage. There's also that one person that was hacking Summoner Ruin 4, but that's besides the point. But like, you know, there are, you know, what constitutes an unfair advantage. This isn't shiny, is it? What the fuck? No, it's the lighting. What? Does Gabite have, look at this. It's like purple bands. I've never seen that on its head. Is that really, has it always been purple, or is that just the lighting? I have no idea. You know, you just don't want to give support behind mods that might give an unfair advantage. You know, every game's pretty competitive today, right? So they don't want to.
While Battlefield servers, I can just ban you for using a soft lamp, even though I'm going to be using vehicles with infinite players.
You just don't play on their server. I mean, that's the honest truth, and they'll waste their money. The problem is that people just would rather get in the game. And like, if Battlefield 4 existed today the same way, and I still had all my save file data and stuff, I would absolutely just be like, listen, if it's in the game, I don't care, use it. And that would be it.
I remember I got the F2000 from one game. I used it, banned immediately.
Some dude banned me from his server just because I killed him. Like, that's the level of petty some people are on, bro. Like, I literally didn't even use any. I was like, I didn't even have anything equipped. I don't even play engineer, dude. I play support.
I used soft lamp once, instantly kicked.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, I banned Stinger, banned Javelin, banned Softlam. Dude, I used the XM25. You know, that gun that everyone says sucks? I was using it. That's another
one I got banned for, too.
Yeah, it wasn't even on the ban list. I was like, what the fuck? I said, I wasn't like, what the fuck? I said a lot worse. But like, you know, I was like, dude, what? It's not even on your ban list. What are you talking about? So basically, TLDR, I would have to rent my own fucking server because people on Pokemon, oh no, not Pokemon, people on Battlefield are such throbbing, quivering pussies that anyone that uses a gun they don't like, they have to fucking ban them. But they get to use it because we're friends, you know, my friends get to use it, of course. Like, dude, if you want to
pop a flare in a fucking attack helicopter. I played the game enough where I have infinite flares.
Yeah, Battlefield is really bad about vehicle balancing, unfortunately. Like, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna front. Oh, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, they want to gather goodwill for our brand by not killing mothball titles, but like, they could just say, like, listen, we can't keep the servers online forever, but we could add like a bot mode. Like, I don't expect them to support titles that came out like 15 fucking years ago. Like, you know, I kind of get that, right? Like, I'm not an asshole, you know, but at the same time, if the game is eligible for purchase, then you kind of need to have at least a reasonable amount of time for people to enjoy and play the game.
What's the thing the Stellar Blade creator said when they said, oh, he should be like putting a limit on the adult mods? Once the game's purchased, it's the person's property. And it's just like, he's got a point.
For single player games, fuck yeah. Make it seasonal, nah, because I kind of understand it, right? They don't want to have to rotate servers or stuff around. I don't know. But yeah, like, I just think I understand it. Now, if you're an MMO, especially, like, you definitely can't do that. I mean, like, how many MMOs have come and gone in the last, like, 5, 6, 7 years? Like, Destiny barely holding the fuck on. Let's you know, I'm not saying this to smite Destiny or whatever. I don't know what the fuck Bungie's been doing. I don't even know why they made a Destiny 2 and not an expansion.
It is funny to find out that it was Bungie who was like responsible for a lot of the shitty practices that are going on in those games.
Shocker. No one's a hero, Max.
The whole stealing art thing.
Yeah, like, dude, are you serious? You're $1 billion company. I don't know how much Bungie's worth, but you know, you're a multi-million-dollar company, and the best you could do is steal some motherfucker's art? Really? You can't literally DM him on Twitter and be like, listen, we're Bungie, what's your email? We want to talk to you. We're interested in doing business and purchasing, you know, the rights to your art and our product. You couldn't just have some dude hire him to make, you know, like, say, listen, we want something that looks like this. Really? You had to take some dude's fucking art. My point is, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Yeah, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. There could be a consumer run thing where the consumers handle it, you know? After a point, they just hand it over to, you know, what was it, GameFly or GameSpot? But someone has to fund it at the end of the day. You know, it's not the servers are up or the servers are gone. That is true. I agree with you. Ridiculous. Bungie should be fucking ashamed of themselves for that one. What do they even do then all day? Seriously. It's so funny when people are like, Destiny 2 does, you know, 14 should learn from Destiny 2. What should we learn? They barely work on Destiny 2, it looks like, from the outside. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Destiny, they're like, oh, we have you pay like $40 for an expansion, but you also need to pay about $30 for season passes for each of those expansions. Just so you can get weapons and unlock special dungeons or special like levels and all this shit and all this crap.
You know, there was a time when Destiny was talked about as like the next big fucking shit in the toilet, and nowadays Destiny just gets this pitiful fucking footnote where like the only people that even really remember it are either the diehard players or just like people who shit on it and are nostalgic for the old days, basically.
Yeah, because the problem is Destiny 1 is not on console.
Yeah, you can't even play Destiny 1. That's true.
Destiny 1 is on console. Destiny 1 is not on PC.
You can't even play it, even if you wanted it to. I don't know if the servers are still up. They're probably empty. Because if you were a Destiny fan, you probably jumped ship 8 years ago when they released the sequel. But let's be fair here. You probably fucking were like, listen, I just would rather play the new game. It's very hard to have this ongoing, like, pseudo MMO style game and then just say, okay, well, here's another one. It's like Division 2. It's like Division 1 had all this cool shit, and then Division 2, like, has none of it. Division 1 had this great unified dark zone made up of multiple different sections, and Division 2 is like, okay, well, they're all spread out and there's no way to run between them. What? That was like 90% of the fun in Division 1, is that you could run between all these different Dark Zone areas. What are you talking about? Did you play your own game? You know, they make this great Battle Royale mode, one of my favorite Battle Royales in the whole fucking genre. You know, you actually have to craft clothing to keep yourself warm so you don't freeze to death. You have to find food so you don't go hungry. You have to find water. You have to find medication so you don't die of sepsis. You know, that's effectively your real timer, is you could die from sepsis at the end. You know, like, and then, like, at the end you have to fight AI, some really difficult, very hard AI to escape. I thought that shit was so revolutionary. My regret is I did not play more. It was so fucking fun. And they dropped the ball. They just, you know, fuck it. And it ties in with the game being set in New York in the winter. What are you supposed to do with DC in the fucking summer? Heat stroke, I guess? Oh my god, fuck me, dude. I hate my life. Why are they like this? Why can't they just be normal? I don't know. Anyway, this is my last one, and then I'm done. I know I said that twice already, but I'm actually we found our two. Ah! That's not even the event, by the way. That's a random cricketot. As if I don't have enough of these already. But what's one more gonna hurt? Ridiculous. Thank you.
Huh?
What?
Oh, I thought you said something. Barely hear while playing this game because it's so loud. Put the volume down.
Lucamine forever? Dude, I don't know what your fixation with Lucamine is.
Yeah, that shit's just taking over.
What is?
That Ume Musume
No,
derby game.
No, Lucamine's a character in Pokemon.
Oh.
You ever met someone named Genuine? Fuck, I didn't mean to aggro this stupid fucking crow. Perfect woman? Well, unfortunately for you, she's not real. Bro, nobody wants to fight you, dude. Nobody likes you. You know what? I'm catching you just because it's easier. I don't have to deal with you that way. Holy shit. What a pain in the ass you are. Nobody gives a fuck about you. And I mean that in the most offensive way possible. Don't get it twisted. No, get it twisted. Sorry. This rap shit is mine, motherfucker. Alright, that's it. Did I just... Am I hearing things? I'm gonna snap one day playing this game and thinking I hear a shiny sound effect.
It's like hearing your smoke detector.
No, unfortunately, I'm smart.
I can't believe that's a meme now, by the way.
What do you mean? That's not your favorite thing in the world?
Beep!
Okay. Unbelievable. Well, we got 3 shinies. I can't complain today, and we barely even played. It's only been an hour and 55. And I wasn't even drilling down hard, because I'm not going to lie, I'm tired. I walked a whole bunch today. Alright. So, I want to thank everyone who showed up. First off, thank you, Max. Thanks, Narg. Thanks, Devin. Thanks, Viv. Much appreciated, you all. Tomorrow, we will maybe torture myself to Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is effectively just another way of hurting myself, because, you know, why wouldn't I, right? Yeah. Are there any last words, Max?
You
want to read us our ranks?
Okay.
Okay, dude. Oh, man, that's funny. Dude, my feet hurt, man. My legs hurt. Oh. Give money? Yeah, give money. Yeah. Woo!